When CIOs are thinking about building a private cloud, typically many of them are not completely virtualized yet. So one of their questions is, how do we finish virtualizing our environment? And then what do we need to have in place to be successful with the private cloud? And in terms of completing the virtualization, things like virtualizing the network are a key element to be successful in reaching that 100% virtualization mark. In terms of making the private cloud successful itself, things tend to be much more on the organizational and the staffing side. And what a lot of organizations don't think about is their budgeting process. A legacy project-based budgeting process can actually derail movement to a private cloud, because there's this phenomenon called last man in or first man in, but it's really you got to pity the poor department that needs one more VM than the UCS chassis is going to hold, or a little bit more IOPS in the SAN is going to be able to sustain, and they end up having to buy a whole new UCS or a whole new SAN or a whole new network switch, expensive Nexus switch. So that doesn't bode well for enabling private cloud. So one of the things we work with our clients on this transition to private cloud is to also look at their budgeting process and help them kind of migrate that to a consumption-based or utilization-based process, so that now we're able to fund the dynamic resource pools of the private cloud in parallel with the way the actual resources are utilized by the different business units. When CIOs are looking at investing in a private cloud, some of the important factors to consider are, how far along are they virtualized in the data center today? Realistically, if they're only 30% virtualized, there's a lot of low-hanging fruit there, just in terms of server consolidation benefits and all the other savings, high availability and green initiatives and reduced staffing time, all those kinds of benefits you can get. So certainly it makes sense to first virtualize far more of the infrastructure with, I would say, a plan to get to 100%. And then the second thing to really think about is the organizational structure, and is it set up to enable a private cloud with a type of budgeting that they can institute that's based upon resource consumption or utilization, and whether or not have they done their homework in terms of objectives, and determine what are the business objectives that they're looking at going to a private cloud for, and identifying those objectives, maybe quantifying them where realistic, and then making sure that they're accountable for the benefits they receive from implementing the private cloud in conjunction with those benefits.